Just like Game of Thrones said, winter is coming. We Indians would say festivities are coming. I don't know, as and when this video gets published, I hope it's before Diwali. And then there is Christmas, there is New Year. So many festivities are coming up, and I got a certain request a lot in my comments, like suggest us some good female perfumes, which the guys in this channel can gift to their females in the life. It could be their mom, it could be their girlfriend, it could be their wife, it could be their younger sister, elder sister, a colleague that they might want to, take out for a date or something. And in case you're a lady, there is a very small fraction of ladies that watches this channel. So in case you are also interested on a list of perfumes as per the recommendation of Scent Saga, I think this video is going to be super helpful for you, because the perfumes that I've chosen over here are like super versatile, super great, comes at a very good price to performance ratio, and they're exquisite when it comes to the blend. So I'm not going to waste my time just going gaga or round and round over the same thing. But a quick disclaimer, there are 3 perfumes from one particular house that I'm going to share at the end, and there's only 1 perfume from each house that I have chosen. But in case of that particular house, there is 3. The reason is they all serve a different purpose. I'm just giving you the disclaimer. I will discuss about those 3 particular perfumes at the end of the video. So let's get started with our list with the first perfume, and I think is one of the most expensive one over here in this list, which is this one. This is Lattafa Angham. Okay. This is said to be a very good clone of Burberry Goddess. And this perfume, Lattafa Angham, sells for around 26 to 2800 across different websites. So what is this perfume like? This is basically vanillic perfume with some sweetness. There is some gourmand nature to the perfume because of praline, like a chocolatey note over there. Then there is lavender, which adds a floral touch into the mix. There is spices, which adds a very classy depth into the perfume. So this is in the gourmand route, but with a very different twist because of the florals and the spices. A very, very, very delicate, sexy perfume that I would say can be rocked across many occasions. And if your partner or your mother or your girlfriend, anybody, like the women in your life or the ladies out there for you, if you want something which is very, very, very high quality, will project around 1 hour, will last around 6 to 7 hours when applied on the clothes, I feel Lattafa Angham is the one that you should get. And if you get this one, you will never need a Burberry Goddess. That is how potent and that is how well refined this perfume is. A very, very, very good clone of Burberry Goddess, Lattafa Angham. My first recommendation of the day. Now, before I talk about the second perfume, I give a lot of thought. Basically, whenever Chandrima, my wife, uses perfume, most of the time I see the perfumes are basically floral or kind of gourmand or citruses. And I thought that there should be more characters into the play. And that is the reason when I got this perfume, I gifted it to Chandrima and she loved it because it's sweet but not overly done with the note of coffee. The perfume that I'm talking about is Vanilla Velvet, coming from the house of Proust, selling at around 1600 rupees for 100 ml. A really, really, really good perfume with blend of dark cocoa, coffee, a little bit of vanillic sweetness, and a lot of spices into the mix, making it smell like a very upscaled bakery with a coffee shop right inside. Imagine a Starbucks basically. The kind of feeling that you're gonna get, rich aroma of coffee, cocoa mixing into the air. That's what this perfume will smell like. A very exquisite perfume. The performance on this one is around mediocre, I would say, but for 1600 rupees, you can't even complain. The perfume is going to project for around an hour, but in a very moderate way, not as strong as Lattafa's Angham. And the overall longevity of this perfume is around 5 to 6 hours when applied on the clothes. Very decent for the pricing that this comes at. A really good option in my opinion. Now let's talk about the third perfume, which I feel is a conversation starter. This perfume, if you give somebody, like the situation where you don't want to spend more than 1500, but you want a perfume that looks like a 5 or 6000 rupees perfume, this is the one to get. This is Rose de Soleil, coming from Riffs. This is a perfume which is a clone of JPJ Scandal, and trust me, this is a really, really good perfume. It has got the sweetness of honey along with some white florals. The perfume name says rose, but it's not just rose. There is a lot of white florals into the mix, and this makes the perfume into the line of a very creamy white floral and a touch of honey based perfume which just screams sophistication. This will last around 6 to 7 hours when applied on the clothes, and the projection is moderate for the first hour. Then it comes a bit close to the skin, but in my case close to the clothes when Chandrima is applying. And the perfume is exquisite. A really good option for somebody who's looking for a conversation starter. Look at the packaging, man, really good. Now I'm gonna talk about one of my personal favorite, which is LA Vibes. This bottle screams sophistication. This perfume is sophistication personified, in my opinion. This is a very good clone of Louis Vuitton City of Stars. The perfume sells for $9.99 for a 50 ml. There is some shimmer going on into the perfume as well. I don't know if you can see it. The lighting is doing justice. The perfume is a blend of florals with sandalwood, and my god, the way the sandalwood is blended over here is like chef's kiss. Really performs well. Around 1 to 1.5 hours of projection, longevity of 6 to 7 hours when applied on the clothes, and the sandalwood over here is very refined and well blended. Something that a lot of perfumes do not do very well in this particular price range. And if you have somebody who's a working lady, say for an example you have a colleague or your wife is working somewhere, this perfume is a very professional perfume, in my opinion. Nothing that is going to off-put anybody or offend anybody, and the perfume smells really nice. So this is LA Vibes from Ababel, a very good clone of Louis Vuitton City of Stars. The next perfume is something that Chandrima basically loved so much. I basically got the tester from the brand. This is House of Brown Jaipur Blush. I got the tester from the brand and Chandrima just loved that particular variant straight away. She was like, I need this perfume. That is when I went ahead and I placed an order for this one. This is Jaipur Blush, a very good clone of Victoria's Bombshell, and this is basically a fruity floral punch. Here, the florals are kind of a bit mellowed. The fruits kind of comes at the center stage, and that is the reason I said this is a fruity floral punch. A very youthful, joyous perfume. If you have a younger sister, or maybe you are at a young age, maybe below 25, and you are looking for something to gift, this is the one that you should go for. This is Jaipur Blush coming from the House of Brown. Okay, now the three perfumes that I want to talk about comes from the same house, which is House of Kanzan. Now, I have tried a lot of perfumes from House of Kanzan, and specifically their chapter 3 is what I'm going to talk about over here. So let's start with the florals, okay? This is actually one of my favorite, and if in case I can recommend the safest perfume out there in today's list that you can just give anybody and you're like, very rarely there will be a complaint coming from that person, that's going to be this one. This is Lost in Madurai from the House of Kanzan. All the perfumes usually sell for around $11.45 or something, but at this point in time, I think some festivity discounts are going on. So maybe you can get it at around $9.99 for this 50 ml bottle. This is, the moment you spray it, you will be like you're walking or strolling through the jasmine markets or the flower market of Madurai. This is that specific situation personified in a bottle. And the website says like this is basically a amalgamation or a hybrid of two perfumes, which is Tuberose Imperial by BDK, and there is one more which is Dusita Melody de l'Amour. So these are the two perfumes this is trying to incorporate in between, and in one word, this is jasmine, this is tuberose, this is a lot of florals into the mix with some mango leaves. Like, notes are very well blended and too good, man, too good. This is too good. I mean, one of my personal favorite when it comes to the floral perfumes. That's how I'm in love with this perfume. Whenever Chandrima will apply it, I'm just going to go and sell that. This smells ethereal, in my opinion. The only thing is the projection and longevity is soft to moderate over here, I would say. This will project for around an hour, but in a very moderate to soft way. The overall perfume will stay on your clothes around 5 to 6 hours, but this is a perfume which is not going to project a lot. This is something that you will get the whiff of when you come in the close proximity to that particular person. Okay, that's Lost in Madurai. Now, what if your partner or your mom or your, like, I'm just gonna call the women in your life, okay, is not fond of citruses, is not fond of florals, is not fond of gourmand, and you're kind of confused and you're scratching head like, what should I give this person? That is when this particular perfume will come into play. This is Matcha Magnetic. This is a green, herbal, herbaceous, matcha-like smell, and oh my god, The smell is really exquisite. This doesn't smell like anything that you have smelled before, in my opinion. This is fresh, but yet it's not citrusy. This is green, but it's not that, vegetable-like smell. There is a grassy, earthy smell coming from that matcha. As far as the website says, I don't know because I haven't smelled those two perfumes out. The two perfumes that they say is kind of incorporated in this perfume is Parfums de Nicolai or the Yuzu. And there is one more. I forgot the name. Just hold on. Macanudo Maison de Eto. I don't know. I haven't smelled it, so I can't really confirm as to what is the smell of that particular perfume. But this one feels very grassy, very earthy, very fresh, but without being lemon and everything. Okay, so that's Matcha Magnetic. This perfume will also project moderately for around 40 to 50 minutes, and the perfume will stay on your clothes for 5 to 6 hours max. And by the dry down, this perfume becomes a tad bit sweeter, which is again crazy. So much depth into these perfumes, man. Very, very well blended, by the way. And the last perfume is from the house of Kanzan, which is Murasaki Bookshop. The only reason to include this perfume is if the women in your life wants something dark, resinous, thick, is not at all into the other blends, and I mean, there is some aspects of goth-like character into the person, Murasaki Bookshop can be really good option for them. There is smoked bourbon vanilla, there is charred cedar wood, there is a resin-like thickness, there is tiramisu, there is coffee. Oh my god, what a blend. This gives you an old bookstore-like vibe, in my opinion. I mean, the moment you spray this, there is some mossiness in the atmosphere. I mean, in one word, if I have to sum up this perfume, this is going to give you a feel of an old bookshop. In case the women in your life loves to read books, they will appreciate this perfume for sure, because it will give them the vibe of an old rustic book, in my opinion. And the smell is intoxicating. The perfume lasts for around 5 to 6 hours when applied on the clothes, and the projection is around an hour in a moderate way. And that makes this 3 perfume super interesting, in my opinion. So that are my recommendations for these festivities. And in case you find any of these perfumes interesting, do let me know in the comment section. If you have ever tried one of these perfumes and had some experience with it, do share it in the comment section as well. And in case you have any queries or concerns, you can still use the comment section or connect with us via Instagram, which is Scent Saga Online. And I'll try my best to answer all your queries as soon as possible. So with that, this is Deep signing off. I'll see you on the next one very soon. Bye-bye.